Thanks for your time this evening. It's time for Fashion Watch. My name is Lillian Muli. Catch us every Saturday right here on Citizen TV. I'm seated with a Fashion Watch panel, and they are Annabelle Onyango. She's a celebrity fashion stylist, and she will be critiquing the fashion trends of the week. Annabelle is with us here in studio every Saturday, so catch the show every Saturday. Also with us is Robert Burale. He's an image consultant and motivational speaker. He'll be looking at this week's fashion trends with us as well. Is Carol Odero. She's an award-winning fashion journalist, and she will be critiquing this week's fashion trends. Plus, of course, your celebrity judge, Judge Ian Bogwa, looking at this week's fashion trends and, of course, telling us what to wear and what not to wear. Let's begin with what was happening this week, and that is... This is Olive Gashara's birthday. Olive turned 30, the big 3-0, and she celebrated her birthday in style at the Kiza Lounge. And the theme of the party was black and white. I want to start with you, Robert. A lot of people, personalities, and not even just personalities, but Kenyans in general, are starting to theme their events, birthdays particularly. So we've seen a lot of all white, we've seen all red, all black. Do you think this is getting a little bit tacky, or is this the way forward? What are your thoughts on theming events? It's getting a bit too much. Why am I saying that is because when you invite people, there are people who might not look good in white, and then you force them to look bad. You know, yeah, because then if you have to obey the invite, you have to wear white or black, and of course you dress according to your skin tonation. But since you have to invite to respect the invite, then you actually look bad, and people say you're not a good dresser, but you're just obeying it. So I think people should be given the freedom, and maybe just to say have something red, whether it's a bangle or whatever, but don't tell people what to dress holistically. Okay, Annabelle, before we look at these individual looks, would you theme your birthday or your boo's birthday? I don't know. What do you think about, like I said, everybody is theming their birthdays, what their guest list, what their guests should wear. What do you think? Is this trendy? Yeah, I would theme my birthday, I would theme my shower, I would theme my, tea party, I would theme everything. Because I think it helps people, it gives them some direction. It gives them a sense that that event is going to be formal and that you're watching to see what they're going to wear. Yes. Happy birthday, Olive. This was her party, black and white, and as you can see, the guests really came out sort of respecting their host's wishes. This is Wamboi Kibue, actually a designer, Angel Smile House of Design on the left, and I love the simplicity of what she's wearing. A cocktail dress, meaty length, and like you were saying, it forces people to conform, but it doesn't really, because as you can see, she's wearing a touch of black just on the sleeve, so she's really made that black and white theme really her own. So I think give people the opportunity to interpret your instructions on an invitation card. Ian, I see you nodding in agreement. I totally agree, and especially since she's in the fashion industry, so her peers, her friends will most likely be in fashion as well, and it gives them a chance to come out, express themselves differently, because you won't have two designers come in with the same sort of thing. Yes, I think themed is okay. Carol, it's interpretation. Let's talk about this this look on Wamboi and her friend there. What do you think?
No, I love this. I love the whole concept of themed, in fact, because I think a lot of us forget that fashion is also playful. Sometimes we take it so serious. I'm like, just go out and have fun. It's someone's birthday, it's black and white, and find a way to make it work for you. Sometimes it's not even about the skin tone. You can find a way to play around with the color. If you think that black is too bad, it's too dark for you, then you can lower your hemline, or you can lower your collar just a bit so that you can show some skin. There are many ways to play around with color, and they've definitely done it. It looks very classic, but at the same time, it looks very modern. It's an interpretation that only someone who's creative enough can do. Okay. Yeah. What are your thoughts? Hashtag is Fashion Watch. Let's proceed. Let's talk about KAVACHA here. He's a designer. And Robert, I want to start with you. He's got the jeans going on. What do you think about his look? Fantastic. And he's worn the jeans with a formal look correctly. It would have backfired if he wore big jeans, baggy jeans. So it's well-fitting, and of course
what he has dressed is tailor-made, because the cut is right for his body. So when you wear a jacket or a coat and a half coat and a formal shirt, your trouser, if it's jeans or khaki, it must be fitting, not baggy. I've seen some people trying baggy and it backfires. So I think this is the look if you need to wear jeans mixed with a formal top.
Annabelle, does this look on John KAVACHA work for you? Does it scream designer who actually walks the talk?
I would say for sure. I mean, John KAVACHA was out of the scene for a while as a menswear designer, and he came back with this fresh, reinvigorated look. You know, he got rid of the dreads. People get rid of your dreads; they're old-fashioned.
Because she's that.
Really? And you know, he's giving us, you know, a fresh perspective. He's more grown up. He's wearing suits. He's basically an advert for what he sells. I love the layers. I love the fact that it looks effortless. I love the glasses because that gives him a little more credibility. I think, you know, this new John KAVACHA, I love to see him this way.
Let's talk about the dreadlocks. Seriously, they're old-fashioned.
Yes, for sure. I mean, I think dreadlocks, the sort of the Bob is giving me. Bob is giving me the look like, don't say that. Yeah, I think the heyday of dreads came and went, and I think you know, just having your hair fresh and sort of released to the world, I think is the new way to go. But that's just my opinion.
Okay, Carol, let's talk about KAVACHA's look for you.
I love this. I love this look. I mean, I've worked with KAVACHA when he was doing a little styling for drum, and you know, he definitely cleans up well. And having been out of the scene, he's definitely come back with a very different style. He's changed his look, and this is a Blue Label event. This is not just luxury or even accessible luxury. It's a look that you have when you're so comfortable in yourself and in your wealth and in your status that you don't even need to work so hard to impress people. So there is an ease about this look that's very difficult to pull off unless you're comfortable with yourself and where you are in life.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you said KAVACHA, John KAVACHA, I did a double take. I've worn KAVACHA for a while, but you know, since he disappeared and he's reappeared, that is, I will go back to him. KAVACHA, I'll call you.
Yeah, but before we move away from KAVACHA, Robert, he's been doing the luxury brands with the Johnny Walker Blue Label, previously with Shivas. Yeah. Is that intentional? You know, is he targeting a particular clientele by endorsing these brands? Or?
Absolutely, and I think the brands also have realized his style, because the brands that are associating with him have their target market, who of course dress like this. So he's a designer who has serious high level of business sense and is not trying to do too many things. I see designers trying to make sportswear, this and that. He knows what he wants and has gone for it. And what he's done with his reimagines is, you know what, I'm going to walk my talk. And I'm going to do, I mean, if you come to sell me a 4x4 car and you come in a bicycle, I'm not going to buy your product. So
and
I think his confidence is good.
I like that he's kept something about him. His suits usually had the red somewhere, and looks like he's kept the red there and then the kerchief.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good one, John KAVACHA. What do you think about this look? Use the hashtag Fashion Watch. This is Patricia Kiho, mixed prints. It looks a bit uncoordinated, but then again, Annabelle, I want to hear what you think about this. It looks good, but then, you know, for the shyer ones, I doubt anybody will leave the house in this very bold approach to styling. What do you think?
I mean, I think you're right in saying that in theory this shouldn't work because there's so much going on, but in reality it does. Patricia Kiho is a fashion girl. She is not, you know, a wallflower. She's a butterfly. You see her out, and she really, you know, has thought about her look, and she, you know, will experiment all the time. And I think this is a complete win. We see her wearing, like you said, mixed print stripes, and you know, another black and white pattern mixed, and then there's the bold sort of cover up, the bold color on top. And then that cute little boot that she's wearing that sort of grounds it all. I love this look, and I think you have to be the kind of person that can pull it off the way Patricia does.
Carol?
I am all for individuality. I keep saying that. I know I sound like a broken record. But, you know, I'm a huge, huge fan of Patricia. I think that everything she does just works for her. And it is good to see this because people don't push the envelope much. People don't explore fashion a lot. We play it very safe. We color within the lines. We don't try something different. And it is in the trying something different that actually trends are born or trends are made, or that you find what actually works for you. So somebody else might try and it might not necessarily work, but for her it works because there's a pop of really bold stuff, and then there's all the print, and then it's Patricia who's wearing it.
Yeah. Okay, Ian, what do you think?
I love Patricia. She's an awesome human being, and I find her almost like a perfectionist. So for her to get this together like this, she must have taken time to lay everything out to perfection. Beautiful.
But Robert, like Carol is saying, this works for Patricia, but why is it then that somebody watching this show will love this look and will not be able to pull it off this way?
Personality.
Okay.
Sometimes
Also it's imitation.
sometimes your personality can give you the freedom of the city. If you give the same look to someone else, we'll be sending them to prison. and what I like about her, when you see her, when she walks into a room, she gets everybody's attention, but she does not obviously show it, you know, like, oh, I know you're looking at me. So she has a strong personality that gives her the freedom. So sometimes when you know who you are and you have a brand within yourself, you can dress some things that may not necessarily look good on other people, but people will say because she has dressed, then she knows what she's doing and it is right. So personality can work for you, yes.
All right, what do you think about Patricia's look? Would you wear something like that? The hashtag is Fashion Watch. This is Jalango. Jalango is starting to feature quite a bit on the Fashion Watch. And here we see him again cleaned up real good. I believe this was before emceeing a wedding that we're going to be looking at shortly. Let's talk about this. Look, Annabelle.
I mean, I like it. I like that it's simple. It's obviously a daytime wedding, so I like the fact that he chose blue, and I like the fact that he chose blue on blue, so there's a lighter blazer and a darker pant. And then he has his little lapel embellishment. And it's simple, it's not doing too much, it's not trying too hard. So I would say, good job.
Good job. Robert?
Yes, and I love the fact that he's moving away from that shirt he used to have.
Which shirt?
He used to have some comedy shirt that he used to wear.
Do we know of this shirt?
Yes, he used to have it in the show. He had
the blouse.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, the blouse. Yes, and the flowery blouse.
Yes, and you know, it is so difficult to move from what people are used to and get into this look and people accept you.
Yeah, now, but that's because he would carry his character to events, the Jalango character, which is comedian, and he would go with that blouse, same blouse that we would see him on the show.
But what has happened is, I think now with this look, you're taken more seriously, and you'll do more serious events. And I think he has understood, and we're seeing him moving into this. At the Bingo Awards here, I think he was the smartest dressed gentleman. So it's like KAVACHA. Let me bring a new swag, and it has worked. Some people, when they come out from the comedy look to the formal look, it backfires. He has moved on very well.
And he's realized that there's only so much you can do as a comedic MC.
Yes.
You know, you'll go to this gig, you'll do that, the next one like this, and then people will get tired of you. So you need to reinvent yourself. And so he is unlikely to go back to what he was doing before. He'll get more serious gigs.
Carol, and on brands reinventing themselves, like Ian here and Robert are saying, what are your thoughts on Jalango's new look? If it's a new look at all.
Well, this is the perfect example of clothes make the man. You know, people have to give themselves room to grow. You're allowed to make mistakes, and then you stumble and you fall, but you also learn from the process, and then you find something that you refine and that works for you. So just be open. Again, you have to be willing to explore fashion. Don't be so set in your ways and then you think that there is a way to play it safe. If I do this, then it works, and if I do this, then it fits. So he can wear a suit with ease, or a blazer and a pair of trousers with ease, because he knows how to wear a suit, he knows how to wear a tuxedo, and he's gone through the blouse phase. You know, he's open to reinventing himself. So hey, you know.
Been there, done that.
I know, he's bought the t-shirt and this is what happened.
I'm curious, Jalango, where is your blouse? Hashtag is fashion. He actually once told me it's not a shirt, it's a blouse. It's a blouse. So. Okay, hashtag is fashion. Watch, talk to us about Jalango's look. So this is, okay, I see Ian almost falling off his seat. This is also at Olive Gashara's birthday, the black and white event, Olive Gashara's 30th birthday. This girl has blue highlights on her weave, and she has this really daring dress, gown, I don't know. Annabelle, let's begin with you.
You
this
know
look
what?
for you?
Everyone is shifting uncomfortably in their seats, but I'm not mad at this girl at all. I think this girl obviously had an agenda, and that was to sort of, you know, have all eyes on her for whatever reason, whether it's admiration or scandal or derision. I mean, I love that she's come to this party, you know, in full regalia. It's obviously she's a character. I like the fact that her hair is over the top. I like the fact that the blue hair extensions are kind of vampy and vixen-like. And I like the fact that her slit is just so scandalous, because I think that's what she intended to do for this.
So is this an atrocity or is it appropriate? I mean, I invite you to my event and you come dressed this way. That's the question. There's other guests there. There's, I don't know.
I think it's a
what
club.
are you saying,
I think it's a club, Lillian. You know what I mean? It's a club.
You're at someone's event.
And there are other guests too.
Yeah.
Other than just you.
Okay. So I really didn't quite get an answer from Annabelle. Do you approve of this look?
I think it's a talking point, and I think that's
Do you
fun.
approve?
I approve. I approve. The only thing I don't approve of is her bag. I wish she'd worn a dark bag, because her general look is black, and I think a darker bag would have completed her look a little better.
I think the bag is
But
white.
otherwise, she's cute.
Yeah? Okay. Carol, and then again, you know, for each their own. What do you think about this look on this girl?
Well, hey, she wants it to be over the top, and it's supposed to be crazy, and that's what she was going for, and definitely it works for her. But I have to say, you have to be very careful when you show your top, that you really need to minimize the bottom. And there is something about how the dress fits around her waist. If it was just a little looser, then she can pull it lower, not necessarily because of the slit, but then it can show off her waistline much better than it is right now. Yeah.
Robert, I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
I love the hairdo, strong facial features, and she's shown that. But the slit is too high. I mean, I don't like people coming in like this. When you sit down, you're trying to cover it. Because I'm sure when she sat down, she was trying to cover everything. So, and don't, the moment you make people look too much on your skin, they miss out on anything positive you may have to offer. Because honestly, if she walks into a room, 9 out of 10 people will not look at her or listen to what she has in brain power, but will look at the thighs. Let's call it as it is.
But that's okay.
No. Let me tell you, but
that's
the
what they
beauty,
want to
no. But the beauty is not in showing everything too quickly.
So what do you mean
mystery,
too quickly?
what I mean is mystery. The moment when you walk in and Thailand is all over the place, I mean, it doesn't excite people anymore.
Carol, is there anything wrong with women showing their thighs?
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong. No. There's a way you can
Says
look
the woman
good.
who's all covered up.
Listen, there's a way you can look good, show skin. I'm not saying wear like covering everything, but you can look good without necessarily going over the top.
Okay, Ian.
I like the top right up to the waist. Down, no. If there was a slit, it would have been preferred. I would have preferred if it was on the side.
Yeah. Could I shake your hand here?
No, seriously. Seriously. That's my opinion.
Okay, but then again, she's in great shape, so yeah.
Is she?
She is.
Is she?
There are moments when you dress like this and maybe you want that kind of attention, then there are moments when you don't. You don't know how
Why
to
would you
dress.
want that kind of attention in the first place?
Sometimes you actually do want that
What
attention.
for?
Well, one day when you're a woman, I will tell you.
Oh, no. You know, let me tell you, okay, as a woman, but as a man, let me be honest with you. The woman you will take to your parents as a wife is the one who covers.
But you do presume every woman wants to be
And
a
then
wife.
again, this is a club setting.
Exactly.
Like
Sometimes you just dress because you want to.
Yeah, and I think not all women dress like this all the time.
Yes.
I think, you know.
But we're judging her now.
Thank God.
We don't know her from before.
Oh gosh, okay, so I think what's come up here is agenda. What was her agenda, or you know, did she just like the dress? I don't know. Okay, same event, black and white. So you can see from, you know, the Wamboys of this world to this duo here, that the character who we just previewed, you know, before these ladies clearly stood out. So let's talk about this look. Annabelle, the A-line little dress and the pants and the... Which look works better for you for an evening out?
I mean, I think when we compared this look, for example, the lady in the pants and the lady in the sort of quote-unquote decent dress, I mean, I think it's disappointing that women are sort of put, you know, on this sort of, you're either a slut or you're a decent person.
Yes.
And I think that's an unfair judgment, and I think fashion is really about experimentation. Sometimes you want to be covered up from head to toe and be conservative, and sometimes you want to show a little leg, and I think that's fine. That's the whole point of clothes. Lady in the white pants, it's okay. I mean, at the party, I would probably be more attracted to the woman before with the slit than her. I probably wouldn't notice her. But she is decently dressed, and that's what the standard is. I would say her pants should be probably tapered a little bit so it doesn't look too dated. But otherwise, you know, it looks decent.
Okay, Carol?
Well, it can be really hard to find pants that fit you well if you're generally not used to pants, or you don't have the right kind of either tailor or supplier. So I think for me the pants is what makes the look not work, because if she had longer pants then it makes the look more elegant, and then she would pick a different shoe. That's really all she needs to do. Finding pants that fit you can be hard if you're tall and it looks like she's tall, so maybe she just needs to change her supplier or whoever is making her pants, or she can go with shorts. I love the classic dress, you know, it looks, you know, very, again, typical Kenyan, typically safe, very decent, very acceptable, conservative and morally right. So, you know, you score on all those points.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
High five.
These girls you would take home to your mom, I assume.
Yeah, I'll just tell her to go back to her tailor with the white trouser and just make it a bit longer. Now, the lady in the dress, beautiful legs, showing the legs, showing what God gave her, still looking fine, but not over the top. Now that is what I call class, sexiness, and yet still decent. And I got an amen.
Yeah.
Totally agree. The lady in the dress, beautiful. The lady in trousers, the trousers are a no-no. They look like flared, and then with heels, which just doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
No,
okay.
no.
Hashtag is Fashion Watch. Let's proceed. Diana Opoti. Remember, we talked about her celebrating 100 days of African fashion, and we see her here, you know, in her element once again. Robert, let me get your thoughts on Diana's look.
I have so much respect for this lady and what she does and how she dresses. I hate her if I would fault that look. She knows the dress is busy and she's covered it with is that a jacket? A plain color on top. I think she's just got it well.
Annabelle, people are curious about the cutout on the jacket. Is this a design? Does she have a jacket draped over her shoulders, or does that jacket actually come designed that way?
Actually, it's a cape.
Okay.
A cape is, I guess, a kind of a jacket, but it has those kind of cutout holes where you can see the arms. Again, Diana Opoti, 100 Days of African Fashion. This woman is a Kenyan fashion icon, and she's really worth following because she gives us, you know, a full range of designer brands and what are available there for public consumption. This particular look, I wish I knew the designer, but I don't. Both are designer pieces, but I just wish she hadn't worn the cape for this particular dress, because I feel like we don't see the dress fully, and I just don't think it's appropriate to have a cape with the dress, because you don't really see what's happening underneath. But otherwise, probably as separate pieces, they're probably great pieces.
Okay, your thoughts, Carol?
Well, I actually like this look. I like the fact that the cape makes it a bit subdued. I think this was the Blue Label event. Again, it's an event about sophistication and elegance and class, and I'm sure Robert would have approved of the way all the women were dressed. You know, I like that she's kept the silhouette very classic, and then she can do something dramatic with the cape or with the fabric, you know, because the shoe is easy, it's a very classic stiletto, and everything is pared down, and so she keeps it very simple and very minimalist, and so it makes the look work.
Okay, we'll start with Ian. Our next image, let's see what we're looking at next. Okay, so fashionistas here, Sylvia Njoki, Nancy Mwai. Let's begin with you, Ian, on... wow, okay, what are we looking at here?
Good question.
Fashion bloggers at the Africa Luxury Forum that happened a week and a half ago.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about that, Annabelle.
Oh, actually, the event was it was held by Diageo, and they invited, I guess, a bunch of African fashion professionals, Kenyan ones, to talk about, luxury branding in Africa and what the potential is, and what the stakeholders in the industry have to say about the potential for luxury African brands being consumed internationally.
Okay, good.
Well, this is not really a good photograph. Number one.
Agreed.
I mean, the two ladies look very miserable. That one must have caught the eye. Must have seen the photographer. The one with the orange bag must have seen the photographer and managed to smile. The other two look very miserable. And thing is, never. What's the lady on this side?
Sylvia.
Sylvia. She's never caught unaware like this. So, not a really good photograph.
Yeah, and not really worth our time. Let's
Nope.
proceed. So this is. This is a high-profile wedding that President Uhuru Kenyatta attended. And what is interesting about this image, if you look clearly, is that the bridal party chose to wear Converse sneakers. I love it. Let's proceed to the next one, because we'll get a better view of the shoes there. I love these shoes. I know you do too, Ian. Let's talk about
Oh yes, I love Converse.
so many pairs.
Yes.
Okay, let's start with you. What do you think?
Very
And the girls too, by the way.
Very
The guys
yes,
and the
they
girls.
all wore. I'd like to know why they chose that.
Yeah.
And how they managed to convince the ladies, especially the ladies, to wear them.
Oh, I can imagine it wasn't so difficult. If you're having a wedding, you're on your feet the whole day. You can dance, you can walk, you can move. You don't have to take off your shoes. You don't have to carry extra shoes in your handbag. It made perfect sense. And the whole look is very simple. See, the dresses are very simple. I actually love, I've never seen anything like this before.
Really?
I didn't even know it was possible to do this for a wedding. I know that brides have been known to wear Converse underneath their gowns because people can't see their shoes and because they'll do a lot of standing.
Yeah.
But for the bridal party, I've never seen that. So this is cool.
And let's talk to Annabelle, who had the wedding of the year.
I know. She would turn them out at the gate. Like, do not enter.
I literally have no words. Love, I literally have no words, because I think sneakers are cool. And sneakers are cool to wear in the context of, day wear, when you're at the mall. But I just don't think that sneakers is an appropriate place
For
at
the
a
big
wedding,
day.
for a guest or for the wedding party. And I feel like the bridesmaids have just been sort of dumbed down. I wonder if the bride is wearing sneakers. Why is she making her understudies? Like, they're understudies. Like,
Maybe that was the theme of the wedding. The theme was Converse.
I think the girls got played. I think you have to...
No, Annabelle, the theme was Converse.
No, first of all, those are not Converse sneakers.
What are they?
They're, I don't know, Bata shoes maybe, which there's nothing wrong with Bata. But there's no place for this kind of shoe at a wedding. And I think the reason women wear high heels because it elongates them. It gives them better posture. It makes them look, longer. And it's more formal. And I think formality is necessary at a wedding.
To get everyone to wear that, there must be a story, and I'd
But
like
they
to
probably
find out what
probably
it is.
They probably didn't want
There
everybody
must
to
be
be
a story.
formal.
There's no way you can convince guys in sharp suits to wear...
But all weddings don't have to be formal. If you have a beach wedding, people are allowed to be informal and barefoot. So it depends on the theme of the event.
Okay, Robert, so the president attended this wedding, and...
He didn't wear...
No, of course he wasn't in the sneakers.
That would have been interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, Annabelle is talking about just, really, honestly, the fact that this is a wedding, it's supposed to be glam. I mean, you get married once, ideally.
Yes.
So what? Yeah, the president was there. They're wearing sneakers.
I have had the privilege to do very many weddings, and I've seen another wedding that did this. But yes, there's something called thinking outside the box, but don't go too far away from the box.
Agreed.
Because you may need to go back into that box, and it is too far. Now, the wedding I did that this pulled well was also their attire was playful, but now this total disconnect from the dress and the Converse, as you call them. Now, when they're looking through the photo album 3 weeks from today, and they're showing their friends, I can tell you full well without fear of contradiction that 90% of the people looking at the album will go straight to the shoe and start joking about it. Now, this is not a sports day, this is not a challenge weekend, this is your wedding, and you've done formal suits and formal dresses. Go formal. If you needed the Converse, tell your designer to make an outfit that is kind of formal but a bit sportish that will look good. But this is a case of
actually
totally
this
disconnection.
These dresses do actually work with the parents.
Oh, not at all, not at all.
They actually do, especially if you check all the fashion magazines and the fashion blogs seriously.
I'm not checking.
This is actually a trend.
I have done over 200 weddings. This dress would look good with high heels. Converse, it is going for a CRE exam having studied GHC. Total disconnect.
What do you think? I think it's cute. I don't know, but what do you think? The hashtag is fashion watch. Like Annabelle said, probably not happening at my wedding either. But I think it's cute.
There's a story there. There's a story.
It's brave.
There must be a story.
Let's talk about the president very quickly before we look at your tweets. It's Annabelle, so this is what he chose to wear. This is a broken suit. What do you think?
Yeah, the president did the most at this wedding, and he was the most appropriately dressed at this wedding. So thank goodness they invited him. You know, otherwise it would have been a fail. Yeah. He's wearing a broken suit, which is completely appropriate. It's a navy jacket, and I don't know if the audience can see, but those are gray pants, and a sunny, yellow tie, which is a perfect color to wear at a daytime summer wedding. So the president is perfectly dressed for a wedding, unlike everybody else here.
Wow, I don't know, maybe it was a case of bridezilla. Why would you? I don't know. Anyway, so let's take a look at your tweets and see what you're all saying. Hashtag is Fashion Watch. Please continue talking to us. Fred Anyona, truth, not all people look good in assigned theme colors, but black is a universal color for all tones. Okay. Josephine, KAVACHA understands fashion and he did justice to his look. Okay. And Faith, you're saying that's too much skin with a cleavage and the thigh-high slit. Leave some room for imagination, Robert. People are taking notes. Okay, the hashtag is Fashion Watch. Thanks so much for your time. We'll do this again next Saturday. Good night.